Let's take a look at some baseball salaries. Now these are in millions, so just be aware of what the numbers actually mean. The bottom number on this whole list is 14.1 million. That's 14 million. $100,000 a year, that's pretty good pay. The very top number is 0.4 million, that would be $400,000 a year. And what we're going to do is we're just going to analyze the data. We're going to try to find the 5-number summary and maybe piece together a box plot for this information. So if you remember correctly, to find the 5-number summary, we could write down the minimum and maximum right now. That's 0.4 and 14.1, but I'm going to focus on finding the median. That's kind of the starting point. So to find the median, remember, we need to look right down the middle. And in this case, when you find the middle of this, and by the way, the numbers were already listed out in numerical order for you, that is very important. The middle number, it looks like I have to average 2 and 2.1, and that will be 2.05. And remember what happens is that breaks my data into 2 sets. And so when I say that, I need to be reminded that it's just these numbers right here on the bottom that I'm going to be referring to. I need to find the middle of those numbers. And I'll also need to find the middle of these numbers on the top, because those are 2 separate data sets. They've now been split by the median. So I take the top and the bottom. Let me start with the top set, the smaller set, and I'll need to find the middle of the top set. The middle of the smaller numbers is called Q1, and right down the middle of those numbers will be right between 1 and 1, so Q1 is 1. And I'll do the same with the bottom. I'll take the bottom set of numbers and look right down the middle, and we'll find out that that's right between 3 and 3.1, so we'll have to average those to get 3.05. Once we have that, again, remember, all we need is the minimum and maximum, top and bottom, and that right there is our 5-number summary. Remember, once we have that, once we have the 5-number summary, we're good to go. We're ready to draw our box plot. We're ready to figure out how to draw a box plot. And remember, the way we do that is we basically just set up a line, kind of like a number line, and we just need to plot our numbers. And I did that previously by drawing some little line segments. You could do line segments. Some people like to just do dots. You do it however you want to. But what we have here, and I'll have to kind of try to set this up here. Let's go with maybe this would be about 10, and this would be about 5. I'm just going to use those as my reference points, about 5 and 10 there. I know I can see I'm a little bit off. Hopefully you'll be a little more accurate there. But put some dots here. Now 0.4 for my minimum is really close to 0, so I'm going to just put a dot right in here. And then 1 is, remember this is about 5 right here for me. So if this is 5, and 1 is actually still way over here, so right about here, we'll put a dot there for 1. And the median is 2.05. That's not even halfway here, so that's somewhere off to the left a little. Put about right there. And then the Q3 is about 3.05. That's somewhere around here. And the maximum is 14.1, way over here. So when I start to look at where I am with these 5 numbers on my 5-number summary, and I look at what I'm supposed to be doing here, what I'm looking at is, if I do it like before, I'll be putting little dashes here, and this is going to create some little problems, I'm sure. These dash marks, especially on the left side, are way together. But if you remember, the middle 3 connected make my box, and I connect to make the whiskers or the rest of the graph the best I can. So I apologize with my pen. And this graph is definitely way skewed right. Skewed right because if you could tell, or if you could remember the salaries that I had in my chart, somebody made way more money than most other people, 14.1 million a year. Definitely not like the average. And if you remember right, that if we have a data point that clearly throws off my study, is really quite abnormal compared to the group, then that is called an outlier. And we will be moving towards that here in just a minute in the next video on how to identify outliers and what we should do with them.